Welcome to the recap for Scarlet Witch, Volume 1. It was another morning in Upper East Side Manhattan as Wanda Maximoff wakes up. As she looks at herself in the mirror, she sees a few more wrinkles on her face and a few more gray hairs, which, all things considering, could be much worse. As she walks out of her living room, a voice asks if she had a bad dream, to which she tells them that they both know that there are no such things, just messages that their subconscious sends them. The ghost of Agatha Harkness floats over, and Wanda tells her that the dream had told her that there's something going on out in the city. Agatha says that it's New York, there's always something not right about it. Or is she meaning something magical? As Wanda sips her coffee, she says, yes, but more specifically, witchcraft. As Wanda looks out over the city, Agatha asks how's the coffee, and Wanda tells her that it's good. Wish that she could try some, and Agatha tells her yes. Being dead does have its drawbacks. As the sun rises, Wanda sets out to investigate a recent murder down at one of the local bars. But along the way, she sees two cats in the street, and she thinks back to how she became the way that she is. Being born with her abilities, she can break the laws of physics and scientific absolutes. Some refer to her spells as chaos magic, but it's simply something revered by the ancient pagan faiths. Something that is known as witchcraft. As Wanda enters the bar, Detective Erickson tells her that there isn't much to say about this one. The killer is back at the precinct, claiming that he has no recollection of his actions. The suspect is named Hector Gomez, peeling radishes one moment and then peeling the face off of the diners the next. Wanda says that this isn't the first case of this, is it? There's another one who said the same thing before they assaulted someone. Erickson asks if she looked in her crystal ball to see that, and Wanda tells him no. She had simply read the newspaper. Wanda then asks if the victims were rich, and Erickson says that neither of them are hurting for money. Wanda goes on to state that it seems that there may be some magic in play. As of late, all of the cats in Lower Manhattan have been mysteriously dying. Back in the 1730s Paris, young apprentices would use cats as a sacrifice for people of higher status for their own misfortunes. In doing so, they would summon Sonaleon, a magical embodiment of envy, hate, and the need to punish. Erickson then asks if this whole magical thing is happening. Does she know who the next killer is going to be? Wanda smiles, stating, who would happen to be you? Erickson's body begins to float up as Wanda lifts him, and Erickson shouts, what are you doing? Wanda tells him saving his life, but this'll hurt. She then performs an exorcism, and a demon begins to talk out of Erickson's body. Wanda prepares to banish the creature, and as she does, she begins to feel something. In a moment of distraction, the demon runs up, hitting Wanda to the ground as she quickly gets back up to finish her spells. Later, back at Wanda's home, she tells Agatha that when she faced the demon, she got an awareness that the witchcraft was being tampered with, weakened in a way. Agatha says that surely she would be able to feel it too, if she hadn't killed her. Anyways, Wanda gets back up stating that for this situation, she won't be able to call the Avengers. This must be something that she handles alone. She will travel the world, or many worlds, but whoever is doing this will have to face the Scarlet Witch. Now with her mission set, Wanda leaves for the Greek island of Santorini to visit a friend who assumes that she is here regarding their recent Minotaur problem. Wanda says, no, goddess Hecate. She has no clue regarding that she has come to seek wisdom. Hecate tells her that she will do her best even though she hasn't felt wise in a while. But first, what they like to discuss is over food and wine. Wanda says that she can't drink, she's currently on medication, treating depression. Hecate tells her fine, coffee it is then. And a little while later, the two of them sit, and Wanda says that she actually has some questions. Actually, she's more concerned with witchcraft's energies in this world right now. Hecate asks why would she come to her about that, and Wanda says, well, she is the Greek goddess of witches. While the two of them sit, Wanda asks if she's felt any of the energies change, as if they've been broken, and Hecate tells her yes, she felt it for a while now. Wanda then asks if it's regarding the Minotaur she spoke about earlier, and Hecate tells her yes. The Greek army has tried to stop it, but they have all failed, and the slaughters continue to rise. The Minotaur is protected magically, and it's not the normal run-of-the-mill spells, something more tainted, making it invisible to hunters. She then tells Wanda that if she was to take care of this, she would have a debt owed by a god, which is always a good thing. Soon the night falls and Wanda walks the streets, but not far into her journey, she begins to feel the presence of something watching. From the shadows, the Minotaur steps out, and Wanda tells him that she can see him for who he really is. The Minotaur shouts, I am Minotaur! And Wanda tells him no, he has been enchanted, hexed by someone giving them the strength of the original Minotaur. He is a man known as William Torrance, or also called Man-Bull, and he's been altered scientifically. William shouts, I am Minotaur! And he charges, knocking Wanda down. She gets up channeling her spells to remove the hex that has been placed on William, and slowly he begins to revert back to his own human form. As Wanda creates a protective barrier, William shouts that he can't go back, and he runs off the ledge, falling into the waters below. Soon the morning sun rises as Wanda sets off to go home. And on her ride back, Wanda tells Agatha that someone used magic to summon William from the States and give him those powers. This someone used magic. As with any good witch or warlock, that magic comes with a price. As for her magic takes years away from her soul, and soon she will die because of it. Because this person, they are using it, making everything around them pay the price. And for what was done, it took big magic. Back with Hecate, her body sits as it's drained, and a man stands stating that she was looking a bit old these days. Best she just napped for a while. A short while later over in Lagos, Nigeria, the man from before holds a young man telling him he's sorry. He's quite a special man. He goes on stating that he's looking for the descendants of those who have wronged him in the past, specifically their bloodline. Granted, that was back in 600 BC when the wrongs were done. He then says that was way before he started calling himself the Emerald Warlock, and now it is time to be done with it. The young man's body begins to float up, and then higher and higher it rises into the atmosphere. Meanwhile, over in Dublin, Ireland, Wanda Maximoff steps off her plane, and Agatha asks why exactly they're here now. Wanda says that she's surprised that she hasn't seen it being all over the news. Ireland is dying. Suddenly, Ireland has been on the decline, fields drying up, mines being filled with lethal gases that pumps cannot clear, cattle dying off. It's all just happening. But as Wanda gets into her taxi, the Emerald Warlock watches, stating that it's time for him to tag along. As Wanda reaches County Wexford, she starts to see something, a vision of something. This place is a place where battles have been fought. Further down the road, Wanda stops at a local pub and tells the barkeep that she needs some time here to address the problem that Ireland faces. But before she can even say her name, the barkeep says that he knows who she is. She is the Scarlet Witch, and she's evil, so whatever it is, no. Wanda tries to explain what she saw, but the barkeep tells her that he doesn't care. She won't be performing any magic here. And then a different man tells her to hold on a moment. A patron walks up stating that she's not just anyone, she's an Avenger. So show some grace and let her fix whatever Ireland is dealing with. Wanda tells the man thank you, and the man says that his name is Sully. So just go ahead and do whatever witchy thing she needs to do. Wanda prepares herself and begins to chant, summoning her healing hex. And as she does, visions of those people of old take form and charge into the building. Agatha says that she knows these ghosts. They are the Irish sinners, and they used to ride at night. Wanda shouts that they can just keep riding then and begins to banish them, and now with the bar destroyed, Sully says that she went and did it, but looking at it, Wanda says that she hasn't. She removed the plague, but the sinners, someone brought them here. Someone was controlling them. Agatha asks who is behind this, and Wanda says that is the question. And there's only one place to find the answer: the Witch's Road. As Wanda opens the gateway, she says that they will follow the trail of dark magic there, and they will finally find who is the one behind all of these incidents. And as she steps through, a voice calls out to Wanda, welcoming her. The woman then says that she's familiar, and Wanda says that she's not sure. So the woman says that she's known by many names, but most notably, the Scarlet Witch. Wanda asks Agatha if she sees what she's seeing, and she tells her that it is her mother, her real mother. The woman says that her name is Natalia Maximoff, and Agatha whispers, telling Wanda to be careful. If this is her mother from an earlier era, foreknowledge can change events in the future, and if she's a ghost, it could hurt her. Natalia says that it feels as though they've met before. She knows that she is important, but who is she? And Wanda says that she is a relative, perhaps distant, as her name is Maximoff Took. Soon the two walk off, as Wanda says that she's never heard of another Scarlet Witch before. But before they can get very far, Natalia stops, telling Wanda to stand back. There's something here. She calls out to a creature to show itself, and then a low growl can be heard, and a horned beast lifts its head. Natalia channels her spell and shows the beast, and then with one more spell, destroys it. With the beast fading, Natalia tells Wanda that it is now up to her to continue, though there are great dangers ahead. Slowly, she begins to fade away, and she says that she just realized who Wanda was. Though in her time, she has met no man, and Wanda is yet to be born. She is her beautiful doll. But before she can finish her sentence, she fades away. Wanda says that there's so much she wanted to ask, but Agatha says that Natalia's spirit is eternal, but they still have a task to complete. The two continue walking the road until they find themselves witnessing the battle that they saw before. The Emerald Warlock steps out, stating that it is his family fighting the other wizards. Isn't it pretty? Wanda says that it's delightful, and Agatha says that it is Declan Dane, and she had really hoped that he was not the one behind this. Agatha tells Declan that he looks the same as she remembers, and he says that she looks dead, but it is still a pleasure to see her. Wanda clenches her fist, stating that she's heard of Declan Dane, or if he wants the Emerald Warlock, she's been waiting for their paths to cross. Declan says that he's been avoiding her until he knew that he was up to the task of meeting. In fact, he was a lot closer than she suspected. Wanda flashes back to Sully and then asks, what is he doing here? Declan tells her that it should be obvious. Casting all of these powerful spells, he's slowly killing her with age. He then holds out his hand containing Agatha, stating that Agatha won't be helping much here either. So it's going to be the two of them, Declan Dane versus Wanda Maximoff. With Wanda quickly aging, she asks why. What is this all about? And Declan says that it's simple, really. His family was defeated by 4 mages as they tried to conquer Ireland. So after his mother was captured, he and his brothers were exiled to America. But since he loved power so much, he killed his brothers and took their powers as his own. And since then, he wanted to make Ireland pay. Wanda realizes that the people that he's been killing, they're all the blood relatives of those mages, and Declan tells her that he expected her to be a smart girl. Declan's shadow appears behind her, and Wanda asks why didn't he just stop her when she was channeling back in the bar. He tells her that he wanted to see what she was really capable of. So once the Scarlet Witch is gone, he will curse Ireland all over again. But being a white witch, the spells have taken their toll on the soul. Wanda falls over coughing, stating that the cost of her powers does take away from her, forcing her to die young. But that's not today, as she reverts back to her younger self. Declan asks how did she do that, and Wanda says that ever since he was talking, she moved them to the realm of Serenos, the world of the mother goddess. Here is where she gets her powers and becomes stronger, as any female witch would, and a place where men, even immortal ones like him, are helpless. So rather than him taking her powers, it is her consuming his. Declan's shadow grows and he shouts that he will not be denied, for he is the Emerald Warlock. And Wanda's powers gather as she tells him, and I am the Scarlet Witch, with Declan blasted away. Wanda stands there and says that it seems that she did not get a scratch on her, but as of now, they shall be arch enemies. Declan's body slowly begins to fade until Wanda is left alone. Later, Wanda returns to the airport with Agatha, and she mentions that even though they were in the goddess realm, Declan escaped, still retaining his power. So, when the time comes for them to battle again, it will be hard to determine who will be the victor. There's something else that she noticed, and that's banshees. Agatha says that they are female spirits akin to fairies, but more dark, and their screams foretell death. Wanda then says they like to take the form of rabbits, stoats, and hooded crows. And right now there are a lot of crows, and the dealing of death draws close. The Scarlet Witch comic is definitely interesting and not what you would expect from what we generally know about Scarlet Witch, but I like this. I like this witch, evil, dark Scarlet Witch. So let me know in the comments down below what you think about this version of Scarlet Witch, because we can continue this. There's quite a few volumes already out. This has been rolling since the beginning of All New, All Different Marvel. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to keep up to date on Marvel, DC, and all the other comic books that we cover, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Comicstorian. I'll see you next time right here.